Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the same function that opens up a file. Let me point out some things here. Notice that we're passing these in by reference. I'm passing both the iStream object and the character file name in as object. Now we're going to read a line at a time. We've made a few changes. I've included the string library in with this, and we're going to read it into a string object. This particular function doesn't work with character arrays. There is another get line that does, but this one works with string objects and it works a little bit better. We open the file and then we turn around, we get the line from the input file and we put the results into the input line, and then we turn around and print it back out. So those are the changes that we've made to this. Let's build it, and I haven't tried it yet, so this is kind of an experiment right here. Everything seems to work. We'll start without debugging, and we will enter in road.txt, and notice that it all prints it out. Now you'll also notice too that it didn't print out the carriage return. It doesn't read the carriage return. So let's change this a little bit. Let's go here and let's after each line we're going to print out an indel. Okay, let's build it. Build solution, debug. Start without debugging. Road.txt. There we are. Okay, the road.txt. Now, let's make a change so that we're going to read it in a word at a time. Okay, and again, let's change this input line to word. Word. Okay, well, and we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to change this to not not EOF, not input file dot EOF. While it's not input in the file, we're also going to have to do our thing. We're going to have to read in a word first. We're going to say input file to the word. So we get our first word in there, and we're going to assume that when we come in, we're going to have at least a good word. Okay. And we're going to put brackets around this because we're going to do more than one thing. Okay, and then when we turn around, we're going to treat in another word. Oops, we got to do input file word, and then in bracket. So we read in it first. That gets us into the while loop. If it's not in the file, in other words, if it's not into file, it will print the word out and then read in the next one. Now we expect them all to be bunched together here. Okay, so we're going to build this. Build solution. And debug. Start without debugging. Okay, and we're not going to do the road.txt. We'll say there's a smaller one in there. Input.txt. Okay. Input.dat. Alright. There we go. All the words right together. If you want to space them out and put a little space in there, you can do that. Okay. Build solution, debug. Start without debugging. There we go. Now, let's add one more thing. Let's say I want to know how big the word is. Alright, well that's easy enough to do. This is a string object. Alright, and a string object comes with some functions. One of them is length. So instead of printing out the word, what we're going to do is we're going to print out how long it is. Well, let's see how that works out. Build solution, debug. Start without debugging. There. See all the links. Pretty cool. Okay, so this shows you how to, the last video we showed you how to read in a character at a time. This one shows you how to read in a line and a word at a time. Several ways to do it. This is just one way of doing it. The way I suggest you learn right now. Get this to work. Make sure you're comfortable with this. We'll show you some other methods later on. Very good. On to the next subject.